Hi, my fellow broke aristocrats. It's me, your favorite doctor, Dr. Whimsy, and I thought I would have a brief conversation about getting down our debt, paying down our loans, staying on the straight and narrow, and what you do to get yourself back on the horse when you have fallen off the horse. This is a pretty brief video. And actually, it was my assistant who said, would you please do that video, because he was going through some similar stuff. There are a lot of things that people can do to get motivated if you're feeling like, wow, I don't know if I can stay on this debt-free journey. I'm feeling burned out. I want to go do something fun. I always tell people to find the things that work for them, that motivate them. I can tell you that for me, beating myself up is no motivation. So everybody's different. What works for somebody like me is kindness, staying calm, getting organized, objectively looking at my situation, finding creative ways to deal with my situation, keeping my head on my shoulder. I just think people need to do what works for them. I just recently applied to volunteer for Children of the Night. It's a nonprofit organization that helps children that are out on the streets. Many of them have aged out of the foster care system. Some of them have escaped abusive homes. They have nowhere to go. They don't feel safe. They don't feel safe going home. They don't feel safe in the foster care system, or they have aged out of the foster care system. I have been there. And we want to give people that come from those kinds of backgrounds compassion, boundaries, healthy choices. And sometimes when you're coming from that kind of a background, kindness, compassion, and supportive guidance is going to get you further than berating someone, telling them they screwed up their life. I've heard it all here at YouTube. And I just tune it out. I delete those comments. I block those people. It's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for broke aristocrats. We're here to help. We're here to serve, and we're here to empower. So that is really what I would leave you with in this brief video. If you're someone like me, don't beat yourself up. If you get off the wagon, don't beat yourself up. Objectively look at your situation. What do you need to do to fix it? Dwelling on the past, dwelling on what could have been, should have been, if only, is only going to create heartache and pain. It would be a much better conversation for both of us if we could both celebrate how far you have come and how brave and strong you have been. Let's celebrate that. Let's keep our heads about us when all about us are losing theirs and blaming it on us. Let's keep our heads about us, and let's get organized. Let's keep our account and our reckoning books. And what do we got to do now? I'll give you an example. March is a really expensive month for me. I have to renew my malpractice insurance quarterly. That's a lot of money. I have to renew my state license. That's a lot of money. I fell behind in my sinking funds. I was irresponsible. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Now I'm having to live on my zombie apocalypse budget till the end of the month. I can do that. I don't enjoy it, but I could sit and think about, oh, I was a fool. I should have put extra money aside every month. I made some mistakes in terms of my investing, etc., etc., and now I don't have enough in my sinking fund. I can beat myself up, or I can take a breath, focus. What do I got to do now to get my ducks in a row so that I can take care of what needs to be done? All right, my fellow broke aristocrats, that's my feedback to you. Don't beat yourself up. Try and go forward. Get organized, go forward. Dwelling on the past, what could have been, should have been, is not going to help you right now. And if anything, I would say that it's associated with a higher recidivism rate. An example would be the person who has a drug or an alcohol addiction and then feels tremendous shame and self-loathing because of all the terrible things that they did when they were using drugs. And then they feel so horrible and terrible about themselves that the only way they know how to get out of pain is to go and use again. You could kind of argue that sometimes we have the same relationship with money. We feel horrible and terrible about our poverty. We feel horrible and terrible about our financial situation. So what do? You want to go spend money. Oh, I'm going to take myself out to lunch. Oh, I'm going to go do some retail therapy. I personally don't care for retail therapy, but whatever your proclivity is, it's that same thing. Feeling bad about ourselves can be a motivation for some, but the research shows that in fact feeling bad about ourselves has the exact opposite effect. We are depressed and then we want to get out of pain, and so we find ways to get out of pain, which could be going back into the same cycle which led to the problem in the first place. So shame, blame, self-loathing may work for some, but by and large for the most of us it does not. What works for most of us is to calm down, forgive yourself, don't dwell on the past, get organized, and see what we need to do to go forward to fix the situation. And I've got lots of data to support what I'm saying. All right, thanks my fellow broke aristocrats. I'd love to hear from all of you what you're doing to take care of yourself without breaking the bank. And if you ever have fallen off the wagon or gotten behind on those sinking funds, as I fully admit to having done myself, then I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.